Okay, let's talk about something that millions of us go through, but it often gets kind of brushed aside. You know that sudden, intense wave of anxiety that can just hit you out of nowhere right before your period? If you've ever felt that, well, you are definitely in the right place.
So why does this even happen? I mean, if you've ever found yourself feeling way more on edge, irritable, or just anxious in the days leading up to your period, I want you to know you are not imagining it. You're not alone. So let's dive into what's really going on. And when I say you're not alone, I really mean it. Just look at this number. Studies show that a massive 30 to 80% of people who menstruate have symptoms of what's called premenstrual syndrome, or PMS. So yeah, this isn't some rare thing. It's a reality for a huge chunk of the population.
So that anxiety spike we're talking about, it's not just some random feeling. It's actually a recognized symptom of PMS. And PMS is a whole condition, with a bunch of different effects, both psychological and physical, that pop up in the days or even weeks before your period.
And believe me, it is way more than just anxiety. The psychological side of PMS can feel like a total roller coaster. We're talking about everything from feeling super irritable and having these wild mood swings to being so exhausted you can barely get off the couch. And don't even get me started on that frustrating brain fog that makes it impossible to focus. It's a lot. And let's be clear, this is definitely not all in your head. Nope. The physical symptoms are just as real. You've got the cramping, the bloating, the headaches, the breast tenderness. When you put it all together, the mental and the physical, you really start to see what a huge impact PMS can have. Okay, now this is really important to get. This whole thing exists on a spectrum. While PMS is super common, there's a much more severe form of it called PMDD, which stands for premenstrual dysphoric disorder. This slide really lays it all out. On the left, you see your typical PMS symptoms. But look at the right. With PMDD, everything is turned up to 11. The key word here is severe. We're not just talking about being moody. We're talking severe mood swings, intense anger, feeling totally and completely overwhelmed, and a deep depressive mood. PMDD can be debilitating. It can seriously get in the way of your life.
And then there's one more piece to this puzzle we need to talk about. PME, or premenstrual exacerbation. Now, the key thing to know about PME is that it's not a separate disorder like PMDD. It's when a condition you already have, like generalized anxiety or depression, gets a whole lot worse in the days before your period.
And this is exactly why getting the right diagnosis is so important. Honestly, it can be tricky even for a doctor to tell the difference between PMDD and PME, but the treatments can be really different. Knowing exactly what you're dealing with is the absolute first step toward feeling better.
All right, so we've covered the what, now let's get into the why. What is happening inside our bodies that's causing all this chaos? Well, it all comes down to a wild hormonal roller coaster.
This timeline kind of breaks it down for us. So, right after ovulation, your body enters what's called the luteal phase. This is when certain hormones are peaking, and for a lot of us, it's basically go time for PMS, PMDD, or PME symptoms. They just ramp right up. Then, once your period starts, things usually start to calm down.
The main hormones causing all the drama here are estradiol and progesterone. Scientists think that the big swings in these two, plus changes in serotonin, that's a chemical in your brain that helps regulate your mood, are what's causing all these premenstrual symptoms. So when your serotonin levels dip along with these hormones, it can directly mess with your mood, leading to all that anxiety and irritability we've been talking about.
So, now that we kind of get what's happening and why, let's get to the most important part, right? What can we actually do about it? Let's look at some real, actionable things you can try to get some relief. The good news is there are things you can do to take back some control. Simple lifestyle changes can honestly make a huge difference. Getting regular aerobic exercise has been shown to reduce symptoms. Making sure you're getting a solid 8 hours of sleep, crucial. Watching how much caffeine, salt, and alcohol you're taking in can also help. And get this, research shows that not smoking can actually lower your risk of developing PMS in the first place.
But look, sometimes lifestyle changes just aren't enough, and that is completely and totally okay. If your symptoms are more severe, your doctor might talk to you about medical options, like SSRIs, which can help stabilize those serotonin levels, or maybe hormonal birth control to help regulate those hormonal ups and downs.
And this brings us to a really crucial point, knowing when it's time to get professional help, and maybe more importantly, how to advocate for your own health.
So here's the bottom line. Just ask yourself this one simple question.
Do your symptoms get in the way of your daily life? Do they mess with your work, your school, your relationships, or just your ability to feel like yourself? If the answer is yes, that's a crystal clear sign that it's time to talk to a doctor.
And here is a super powerful first step you can take literally today. Start tracking your symptoms. I don't care if it's in a fancy app or just a plain old notebook. Keeping a record of how you're feeling, both physically and emotionally, can help you and your doctor see the patterns. It gives you actual data to work with.
I really want to leave you with this thought. Your experience is absolutely valid. It's not just PMS if it's messing with your life. By understanding what's happening and taking that first step of just tracking your symptoms, you are empowering yourself to find the right solutions and get the support that you totally deserve.